What's going on, y'all? I'm Chuck. I'm coming at y'all today with the Millionaire Mindset. And today I want to talk about relationships. But before we start, don't forget to comment, like, or subscribe below. Now, let me get started into this video today. Relationships. So many times we've had friendships, relationships, or kinships with family members, and we've got these ties and we got these bonds, and we feel compelled to do things for them, whether it have a listening ear, let them borrow money, bail them out of trouble, whatever they got going on in their life. We just feel the need to come in and save them or keep them going. So today we're going to dissect it, we're going to break it down, and we're going to see if these relationships are healthy, if they're holding you back, or if they're even helping you or beneficial at all. So has there been an instance where you found yourself trying to juggle between these relationships in your own personal life? I have. Guess what? You shouldn't have to juggle. It should be natural, whatever you have going on, to balance your life and include them in yours when there's time or there's space or there's availability. You shouldn't have to put your things on the back burner to help them do whatever it is that they have going on and put out their fire, because your life is constantly growing, evolving, and changing itself. So you shouldn't have to put yourself in the back seat and put them in the front seat. That should never be the case. So if you ever find yourself being loyal or tied to someone and the feeling or the service isn't being reciprocated, then you need to A, review that relationship and see if it's worth continuing, or B, end the relationship because it's no longer serving you, it's not beneficial, it's holding you back, it's extra weight, it's extra baggage. We all have our own problems and situations already, so we don't need to carry anyone else added baggage, problems, or stress. Life is enough on its own. Now, I know this can be a daunting task because in life we get used to routines and certain things, and we seek comfort, we like comfort, and we enjoy comfort. Comfort from friends, family, food, routines, jobs, driving the same way to work, having the same conversations, and we just want things to be like they used to be, the good old days. But sometimes the good old days must end, or it must change, or they no longer cease to be. So we just have to live off those memories and move forward and try to create and build better memories. In order to stay relevant, we must welcome change. We must be inviting to change. Just think about change in all areas, from television to communication to health to fitness to sports. Change happens every day around us. So if you live your life in a bubble or this small box and you're not willing to change or grow or accept new things, you will be left behind. It's like riding to work on a horse and buggy, and they make cars and different modes of transportation. You will waste a lot of time, energy, and effort trying to take that horse and buggy to work when you can just ride the bus, call an Uber, or get a ride to work with a coworker. Or you can work from home. But that's just an example of how resisting change will have you far behind. On another note, whether you like it or not, change is coming. So you can resist it, you can fight it, you can hold back, but it's coming. And it's coming with lightning speed. You just look at how quick telephones change, computer softwares, the different provisions and technological advances they've had in healthcare and food. So change is inevitable. You got big corporations putting money behind it. It's money in it. Hey, it might even be a new job or a new career or a new venture for you. But that's just one I'm just throwing out there. When relationships begin to sour, we should freshen them up or revisit them to see if we can freshen them up, because they cannot be freshened up. They are expired. So we're going to do like old milk. We're going to pour it out, throw it away. Another one, and I've been guilty of it myself, staying around people and doing things longer than we need to, hoping for change, wishing they would change, or things to just reverse and go back to the way they once were. And once we get to a certain point, I would say the 50% mark, once we get to a point where things start to throttle back, or they change, or they start going in reverse, or the whole trajectory of the relationship changes, there's no point in holding on. You're sitting on a sinking ship, and we all know what happened to the Titanic. It went down. Another area I like to add also, it's not only the other people, you could also change too. You could change careers, you could change paths, you could change for the better, or you could change for the worse. So as we evolve and grow and learn, we get better education, we get better income, better jobs, better homes, we put our kids in better schools. Things will change, and we will begin to distance ourselves from different people or old people for one reason or another. Hey, it might be something as simple as you got a better job and you had to move, I don't know, 8 hours away. So you won't see that person as much. You may have to FaceTime them, you may have to go travel to see them, but it will put a strain on the relationship. Does not mean it has to end, but there will be a change. One key takeaway would be remaining in a stagnant, bad relationship with a friend, family member, or a spouse is like riding a bike with no chain. You will not get anywhere. No motion at all. The only thing will be moving is your legs, but you will be in place. Throughout life, many doors open and close. It could be the friendship may need to take a break. You guys could come back together 2 years, 5 years later on down the road, where you both grown or changed, or you may have seen some areas that you guys needed to work on. Now you can come back together, revisit that, and the bond may be stronger, or you may create a new bond altogether. But that's fine too. Life throws all kind of curveballs. There's no one way to do anything. So you have to be open to change and learning and doing. And once you do that, life becomes a lot easier. Think back to high school or maybe even college. People that you thought you would be friends with for the rest of your life. For whatever reason, something happened. You guys are no longer in touch or no longer cool. You're not best buds anymore. And you both went your separate ways. Some of them you may think about, they may cross your mind periodically. Some of them you don't think about at all. Maybe if you go to a high school reunion or college homecoming, you may see them. But other than that, life goes on, it evolves, it's growing, and the ball keeps moving, and so should you. Purpose of writing this is just to review relationships that you have in your life, friends, family members, or a spouse. And then you look at your career or where you're trying to go. Will these relationships help you where you're trying to go, or are they hindering you? Because so many times we pray, we ask for things, we try to do things, and for a number of reasons, we wonder why we can't get where we're trying to go. And if you just look left or look right, that person that you've held on to much longer than you needed to could be the very reason why you can't make it where you're trying to go. Because we can't take everyone. That's why a car only has so many seats, an airplane, so forth. A bicycle only has one. So I'm saying this to say, that person you're holding on to, you may need to let them go. You know in your gut and in the back of your mind whether they can make it to the next level. They may not be able to handle what you're about to receive. Everyone isn't worthy of the crown. They are not. Some people, they're jealous, they hate, they want to block, And for all you know, they may be tearing you down behind your back, because I can think of so many people in just the last year that I've told what I was trying to do or what I wanted to do. And they've laughed at me, they've shunned me, they stopped answering the phone, they stopped responding to texts. So I'm not the only one. So whatever you're doing or whatever path you're taking, just be mindful of the company you keep, because they can hinder you, they can tarnish you, and they can be one of the biggest distractions of your life. And I can think of so many times where I was focused on something or locked in on something, and I got distracted by something or someone that momentarily took me away from my greatness, because it only takes one good idea or plan or thing to take off your career to the next level. And don't let that family member or that spouse or that friendship stop you, because it's not worth it. We got one run to this thing called life, and you don't want to be held back by a person that doesn't want the best for you. You know what you want, so you need to surround yourself with people that support you, that can lift you up, that can hold you accountable, and that want some of the same things. Now, you might be in different industries, but long as you're seeking growth and longevity and positivity, then hey, you're in the right circle. Because just think, if you don't drink, would you hang around a bunch of people that got drunk every day, all day? That wouldn't be beneficial to you or them, because you're in two different areas. They want to drink, you want to stay sober. So that's not a healthy surrounding, friendship, circle, kinship, or anything. Friends, let me tell you, some come, some go. A lot of them will evaporate like water on a hot day. In my lifetime, I would say you only get 2 or 3 true friends. The other ones, they're just passerbys. They come in, they see what you got going on, they think you're cool, they think you're funny, and they want to just hang around, they want to eat popcorn, they want to watch movies, and they serve no real benefit. And I promise, if you ask them the right questions, where do you see yourself in 6 months? Where are you going to be in a year? What are you trying to do in the next 5 years? That will tell you what they're trying to do and whether you guys align, or whether they need to be in your life or you need to be in their life. We need to start reviewing things, testing things, and challenging things, and stop just accepting things for the way they are. You are in control of your life. You're the author. You're the pilot. So you control it. Relationships. When you start off in your 20s, you think you want one thing, and you hammer on it, you lock down on it, and as you grow and evolve and change, you realize, okay, that wasn't working, let me pick this up. And you work on that, and you get better and you get better. You start to weed things out, and you start to incorporate new things that are better for you mentally, spiritually, and financially. And depending on whether you're married, single, divorced, whatever it is, that will determine how your process goes in the dating. But I would say I definitely had it wrong in the relationship department. I've learned a lot, still learning, but don't be afraid to let that person go either, because people stay around for different reasons. It won't come out until they're ready to go, or they grand debut when they start to ask for what they're really wanting, while they were really hanging around you the whole time. And you might have thought it was love or a common interest, or they just was happy to see you. But, and these are not all people, but some people, they had an ulterior motive all along. And once you find out, you're like, wow, we could have headed this off in the beginning. Had we sat down and had a heart-to-heart conversation, we could address what you wanted, what I wanted, and we could have decided to end this early on, or we could have took a different path to get to where we're trying to go in the relationship. All in all, whatever kind of relationship you have with your significant other, just make sure it's a positive one, it's peaceful, and you have some commonality and some goals. But another part I would like to add, make sure you have time apart so that you can miss each other and enjoy one another. Don't smother one another, don't burn each other fire out. Keep the fire going, keep things fresh, keep them lively. And here's the big one, family. Family, we're taught at an early age that family trumps everything. So we put family before friends, relationships, any kind of ship, to be honest. And then once we grow and evolve and family burns us, I would say once family wrong us or they show a pattern or behavior that we don't like, then we start to push them away or shun them. And as we learn, family doesn't have to necessarily be blood. You can pick up family along the way. Blood just means, hey, we have the same last name, we related by DNA. But that doesn't mean you have to put up with their crap, or carry them, or listen to them, or even entertain them. So me, myself, I would like to create my own family. So I pick up people that I like and I think works best, and I incorporate them into my circle. And that's what works for me. Now, I've had to delete some people here and there, but the core people are still there because you can learn from anyone. And strangers are great because with family, they already got an idea in mind. Okay, he's going to say yes if I ask him for some money. He's going to say yes if I ask him to move. He will let me use that laptop and I don't return it. It's okay for me to drive his car and not put gas back in it. So they already have expectations that will be met or unmet. And that puts you in a deficit because they're using a resource that you have that you had to work for. That's no good. So you have to watch family. It's good family and it's bad family. I think the larger the family, I think it's more of a chance of things going awry. Smaller families is less people to wrong you or borrow or cross you. All people are not the same. So if you have a healthy relationship and this doesn't apply to you, then don't think about it. But if you got a family member that's doing some of these things that I've referenced, you either need to check them or you need to X them. Either one. Because we want you to be whole, we want you to be great, we want you to be awesome, and we want you to take things to the next level in your life. We all have ambitions to achieve great things. So don't let that negative Nancy or that borrowing Tyrone in your life holding you back, hindering you, wasting your time on the telephone. He don't want nothing. Or that family member calling with that same sob story they've been telling for the same 10 years, that same sob story that they've been telling for the last 10 years, when really they are the problem and they need to look in the mirror and fix them so that they can move forward. Because you are not their problem. They are their problem. All in all, I'm just asking you to review friendships, relationships, and any kind of kinships you have with your family. Life is too short. We want you to be great. We want you to excel and do some of the things that you want out of life so that you can grow and be the best version of yourself. I hope this video was informational and you gained something from it. My name is Chuck with the Millionaire Mindset, and check back with me next week. Peace.